What's going on, everyone? It's Kai. I want to talk to y'all today about gaslighting. What is it? It's a big term used in toxic relationships these days. I can't remember where the term was created, but it's actually kind of cool. I've read it a million times. I don't know where it comes from, but what is gaslighting? It's a pretty popular thing that toxic people love to use, and it's a way for them to gain power and control over you, to distort your reality and get you dependent on their reassurance. They're going to purposely make your relationship unstable, make you doubt yourself, make you question things, and then you're going to go to them, and then they're going to provide you with reassurance, and then you're hooked on them. You're hooked on their reassurance. That's what happens. And a lot of times, you'll come to them with this stuff and it's so plausibly deniable that they're going to deny it. Then they're going to make you think you're crazy. And then that's how it is. That's gaslighting. It could be anything from it's basically irregular behavior patterns is what it is. This could be on texting, social media, in person, little digs they make at you, little comments they make where you just start that was so out of character. That doesn't make sense. You start to question it. And a lot of times, if you haven't done this, done the personal development, the spiritual work, healed those traumas, pains, and wounds, and really gone into it with yourself, you'll think it's you because you're coming into the relationship with a lot of insecurity, right? That's what they depend on. And then the toxic relationship cycle starts. And then you're going to want to leave, and you're going to get really pull away, and then they're going to shower you with love and affection and all that crap. All that emotional, dopamine hits, and then you're going to come back, and that's the cycle. That's basically a toxic relationship in a nutshell. The ironic part of all this is I don't think a lot of toxic people even realize that they're doing this, or they do it and they think it's justified. In their minds, they're like, why isn't everyone doing this? Because toxic people are all about power and control. That's the only thing that they care about. That's why it's so easy for them to just dump and leave you. Because, to be vulnerable and to connect with somebody, you're going to have to give up some power. You have to give up that power and that chase and that pursuit for it, and just focus on actually, opening up to someone. And the crappy thing for them is that they're just missing out on a beautiful life. Because that's the purpose of life, isn't it? Is to connect with human beings and to build those really powerful relationships and just live that abundant life. But there's two things that get in the way of that. You not healing your traumas and your pains and your wounds, so that and then you keep attracting those narcissistic and those toxic people. So what's the way out? You can either repeat or you can evolve. And you have to repeat for a while. You have to repeat for a while. This doesn't happen overnight, and that's okay. Just have this in the back of your mind. It's fine if you're still at that stage where you keep attracting those people. Don't be too hard on yourself about that. It's the fact that you're even on these videos and aware of any of this stuff, or actively just making a little bit of an effort, is more than 99% of the population. What, you think that people are coming on here and trying to change themselves? Do you know how hard that is to do? It's so difficult to face yourself and look at yourself and start to have this level of awareness. But the cool part about being an empath and a highly sensitive individual is that you can detect this gaslighting. You have such a sensitive emotional antenna, and you're so hyper aware that if you're sensing that anxiety and that instability, or that anxiety that's coming from that instability and that not irregular behavior patterns, yes, I'm not saying that it's always that, it could be any number of things, right? But if you get clear inside and you get stable inside, and then you start to realize that anxiety is not coming from you, it's coming from them, you can make those decisions. Like, do I want to put up with this? Like, how much of this am I willing to put up with? Like, I don't really put up with any of it. Like, I just don't want to, I'd rather have my peace of mind, personally. That's just me, or be single and wait for, a relationship that when I'm with somebody, I actually don't get drained, I get filled up. I mean, like think about this. Like, when you're with people, how many of those people do, when you leave them, whether you're hanging out with them or spending time with them, or it's a sexual relationship or a platonic one, where you leave and you just feel drained, you feel exhausted, like they just sucked the soul out of you? It's maybe not even a fault to their own. Like, it's maybe not even intentional. And how many people do you spend time with where you leave and you're energized and you're recharged and you feel really good and they're uplifting? Those are the people you want to spend time with. But the thing is, you're not going to attract those people because they're out there and they're all over the place, but you're not going to attract them. Like, they're not going to come into your life until you become that stable individual as well. But you have to do the work first. Repeat or evolve. It's simple as that. It's evolution. You got to ask yourself, like, what kind of partners and what kind of life do you want to have in your romantic and personal relationships? Simple as that. And for some people, that answer is going to be different, and that's cool. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with any of these decisions. Like, the point is just to ask yourself those questions. And a lot of times these people, they can't even help it, because the only thing they know is in relationships is wanting the power, because that means you're safe, you're not vulnerable, like you're in control, you're not going to get hurt if something happens. But what kind of relationship is that? What kind of life is that without giving yourself to someone and trying? And the cool part is if you try and you're available and you open up and you get hurt, you heal and you become stronger. And you learn. So either way, you win. You either get this amazing, beautiful relationship where, it's powerful and it's magnetic and you guys are feeding off of each other and lifting each other up and you're emotionally open and available. There is no better feeling in the world than that. And then if it doesn't work out, which it probably won't, it's all good though. It's fine. There's very few that do. Then you learn and you become better and stronger. And you get to a point where you can be emotionally vulnerable and sensitive and open, but you're also strong. That's true freedom. On that note, guys, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. All right. Ask yourselves the questions, and be where you're at. Be where you're at. All right.